Best chips in the galaxy right here, man.
Best chips in the galactic empire.
Y'all want some? Here, man, get you a bite, man. You want some? Go ahead. Yeah, it's good, right? I know. I know. I think I heard about this first on Facebook. The situation with Tite Kubo. Tite Kubo, for those of you who don't know who are watching this right now, first of all, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. Please be sure to subscribe, man. But yeah, Tite Kubo is a Bleach author. For those of you who don't know what Bleach is a manga, and they swing swords around, and there's demons and stuff. It was one of the most popular mangas out during its time, during the time of the big three: One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. Those are the big three back then, and Bleach is still pretty popular. It was doing pretty well from what I remember. The 1,000-Year Blood War arc anime finally came out a while ago, and from what I remember, it was doing pretty well. It had a pretty positive response, and but before that anime came out, I remember there's just being a bunch of haters. I think out of the three, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach, I think I think it's safe to say Bleach was the most hated. I think it's safe to say. And one of the bigger complaints, from what I remember, was like Ichigo, who is the main character of the manga. He kind of had this, I guess you can call it a love triangle, kind of between Rukia and Orihime. And I just remember people on Twitter just like, and on YouTube as well, just like wanting to ship Rukia and Ichigo. I was one of those people, but I wasn't like, going on Twitter like typing negative stuff and stuff like that, you know. But for some of you who may know, like Ichigo ends up with Orihime and not Rukia. People did not like that at all, and they definitely expressed their opinions on that. But now I'm seeing, I guess like this is a post from Tite Kubo himself. It says here, Bleach author Tite Kubo's response to haters. I don't know what's been happening. I really haven't been keeping up with what's going on with Bleach. But I should get back to watching the anime. I watched Burn the Witch. Enjoyed it. I can't remember if it was like a TV show. If it was like a TV show or a movie. I can't remember what kind it was, but I remember liking it. And then the 1,000-Year Blood War arc anime finally came out, and I watched a few episodes, and I kind of just left it alone. But shoot, I guess bad publicity. I still said it wrong, but you know what I mean. Is good publicity, right? And so now, because this came out, I'm like, I'm gonna take a look at 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I'm gonna finish it now, because it's just kind of jolted my memory about Bleach. And I enjoyed Bleach when I watched it too. Really quick before I read his response, Tite Kubo's response to the haters. I remember the first time I found out about Bleach, I think I was like bored. I was at my cousin's house, and I was like in the basement just chilling, and then I just decided to watch Bleach for some reason. I don't know, and I remember, I think I literally, in less than 2 or 3 days, I finished all the episodes of Bleach. I just remember just binge watching. That was all I was watching for like 2-3 days straight. And I remember just laughing a lot, so hard. The humor that was in Bleach was so good to me, man. I really enjoyed it. Even my brother, who wasn't really that big into anime, Like the only thing I feel like he was really into at the time was like Naruto. I think we were both just obsessed with Naruto. But even him, like him hearing the jokes, the goofy parts of Bleach, we would still joke about it for like years to come. Like it genuinely had us cracking up. Like Bleach was definitely a lot of funny moments in that anime, bro. Um, yeah. But let's read this um by Tate Kubo. Bleach author Tate Kubo's response to haters. I'll say this because there are some people who seem to misunderstand what readers have is not the right to change the story of a work. What they have is the right to choose whether to read it or not. If you don't like it, then just stop reading it. If you have the talent to create something more interesting than Bleach, then you should immediately become a mangaka. That's facts. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But if you have no talent, no effort, and yet you complain about those who do their best, if you're the kind of person who just gets in the way of people who are working hard, then just go hide somewhere, keep your eyes shut, open your mouth. What? What's he talking about, bro? Open open your mouth and live off the rain and, and dirt? Huh? Wait. Let me read that again. Then just go hide somewhere, keep your eyes shut, open your mouth, and live off the rain and dirt. Okay. All right. This is interesting because, from what I know, mangakas don't usually respond to the negativity, at least in this way. But I guess Tite Kubo has always been that kind of guy who is more outlandish, more like he will respond to the haters, like he will respond to negativity. Yeah, but this was like, yeah. he said, he said, live off rain and dirt, bro. I guess he means like go touch grass or something, or maybe I don't know. I don't know, but that's facts though. What he said up here. Um, if you have the talent to create something more interesting than Bleach, then you should immediately become a mangaka. That's facts. A lot of the, bro, and I guess you see this everywhere. You see this on YouTube. You see it with content creation and all that. There's always haters around. I don't mind it because I think, well, some of it's hate, some of it is just genuine criticism. Like some people really are fans of this stuff and they really feel deeply about it and they're passionate. About manga. I at a young age fell in love with the the art style that you would see in manga. Like I was never like, I probably mentioned this before, but one of the first mangas I ever picked up was a Naruto manga. And what really captured me was the art style because I've never seen anything like it before. I was reading like Batman comics, I think like at the time like Ninja Turtles. That's what I was like, that was the only thing I was reading. I wasn't really reading stuff like that. But I would just stare at the artwork. I would just stare at the art covers. And don't get me started, bro. Bleach has some of the most aura farming, coolest art covers you will ever see in manga. I don't think there's anything that has rivaled. Let me think about that. Let me genuinely think about that. Okay, maybe Naruto because I'm biased because I'm a Naruto fan, but the art, the art covers of the Bleach manga, solid, bro, solid, bro. It's so different from what you would see from like One Piece or Naruto because they would focus more. Naruto and One Piece would focus more on in well, not focus more on, but they would include like the environment, you know, like more. They would put. I feel like they would fill up the space. They really wanted to feel like, you know. But Bleach, they would literally just put a character, and I'll put some images up here too so you can see what I'm talking about. They would put just the character and just like a negative space in the background. And that's it. Like that style of doing things, I added into my it's influenced me like big time. Big time. Especially me, someone who is not that I could do backgrounds, but when it comes to working on my webcomic, I'm really just focused on the characters and just moving the story along. So I'll add environments to like because I want to try and immerse the reader to some extent, but I don't want to stay on a panel for too long. So maybe like one or two panels in an episode, I will draw some huts, some houses, people walking around, um, stuff like that, because I want you to have a sense of where we're at, where the character's at, you know. But you see people like Masashi Kishimoto, um, and even Ikimoto, who's working on Boruto right now. Like they're so good at doing the backgrounds, like simple lining, but like there's so much going on, and you really the Hidden Leaf Village in Boruto really does feel like a city, you know. But in Bleach, they use the negative spaces to tell a story almost, or to almost like leave things up to interpretation. Am I using that word right? Yeah, leave things up to interpretation for the reader, you know. So it's like you're kind of as you're reading Bleach, you're kind of leaving in, you're filling in the gaps. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but it just looks cool. Like Taite Kubo just finds a way to make those negative spaces in certain panels just like make the character in that open space just so cool. It's just something that would be like regular, like I don't know. He's like somehow mastered that, you know. And it's inspiring. It's inspiring, man. If you guys haven't watched, if you guys haven't read Bleach, man, look at those covers, man. Look at those covers, and you just feel it, bro. It's a vibe whenever you pick up the manga to read it, really. And of course, like his just the way he draw the style, you know, for each character, you know, in a lot of these covers. And one thing I noticed as well about Bleach is that it's very rare to have a manga that has so many colored panels, you know? Usually like in Shonen Jump, the colored panels, the amount of colored panels would show you how popular the manga is. And I think out of the three, One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach probably have more colored. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I just feel like Shonen Jump comics like they would put Bleach colored pages more in your face. Maybe that's what I mean to say. Like you would, I don't know. It just felt like an event whenever you would see these colored pages. You know, it just felt really different from Naruto and One Piece. You know, um, but yeah, like I was saying before, like there's gonna be haters in every space, and it's just like Taite's right. You know, it's if you feel like if you want to critique and critique is fine, but if it's to the point where you're just like there's it's like you don't have to read it. You don't have to like I don't even understand. I'm never just gonna understand that. Like it's really just people who are just like hateful, just miserable people and just want to like take a dump on someone's hard work. You know, it's like bro, you don't have to read it. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch the anime. If you feel like you could do better, go do that then. But of course, you know, a lot of people just talking just to talk. Like they just want to see somebody fall and not do well. And like if I was in this situation, if I'm getting all this hate, maybe I would address it too. And I mean, not saying all this stuff like this man talking about keep your eyes shut, open your mouth, and live off the rain and dirt. I don't think I would sound that mean, or maybe I wouldn't say anything. Sometimes the best thing to say is nothing at all. You know. But I completely understand because this is his work, man. This is personal. Like you hear in like hip hop things like that, like oh, it's nothing personal when you're critiquing somebody's work. No, you have to keep that in mind. Like this is art. This is somebody's baby. Like it is personal, you know. But you can still be professional about it because people are gonna critique your work. Like that's just how it is. But when you're overly going at the person and just not being cool about it, like you're not really showing love. You're just attacking the work. Like, bro, when they were going at Taite Kubo for making it that Orihime and Ichigo were together or not, Rukia, like the way people responded, bro, you would have think like, bro, it's like it's the end of the world, like. And I was shipping Rukia and Ichigo as well, man. I wanted that to happen too, but this is not my story. Okay? It's not, you know. But yeah, that's it. I just want to share this with y'all. Um I don't think that, Tate was wrong for I well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing too, right? Because like for those of you who don't know, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in his teachings and you know, a lot of those teachings if you listen to the apostle Paul is to live as peaceably as possible, not looking for trouble, not trying to start anything. Um, but I'm all for sticking up for yourself, as a man, as an artist, as a human being, And something as personal as this, because this is Taite Kubo's art, this is his baby. He spent years working on this. I understand why he would respond to the haters in such a way, but in my opinion, maybe it's not the right way to handle it, but I understand, him responding to it. But if you care to, let me know what you think in the comments, man. Like I say, follow me on Instagram. I just posted some new pictures on there, like 2 new posts I made. There's some pictures from Texas. I just came from San Antonio a few days ago, so I got some pictures there. So follow me on Instagram, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, man. Subscribe. Um, yeah. See you around. Peace. Shit, bro. Mm-hmm.